School and post-school success for students with disabilities depends on the development and implementation of a high-quality individualized education program, or an IEP. The IEP's development and implementation are comparable to the design and use of a bicycle. Bicycles are made up of individual parts, but it is only useful as a bike when all the parts seamlessly fit together. Similarly, an IEP is composed of required parts that, when aligned to each other, create an individualized program or vehicle that allows students with disabilities to make progress. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, or IDEA, outlines 7 required components or parts of a procedurally compliant IEP. Similar to a bike, which requires a frame, wheels, handlebars, seat, pedals, brakes, and chain, an IEP must include a present level of academic achievement and functional performance, PLAAFP statement, measurable annual goals, a monitoring plan, statement of special education and services and aids, an explanation of the student's participation outside regular education and in state and district-wide assessments, and the date, frequency, duration, and location of services. Unfortunately, many educators and service providers focus on the development of individual components or parts of the IEP found in their IEP form or template. This can lead to what many believe is a compliant IEP that cannot be feasibly implemented or is not likely to promote progress. Focusing on the IEP components in isolation can devalue the IEP as a valuable tool and place compliance as the end result. It would be like buying expensive bike parts that do not fit together. What makes the bicycle functional is when all its parts fit together or align so that it can be ridden. It's the collection of the aligned parts that provides us with a well-designed bicycle. Ensuring all the parts of a bike fit together is very similar to ensuring the required parts of an IEP fit together. In well-developed IEPs, there is a direct relationship between the PLAAFP statement and the other components of the IEP. Ensuring the parts of the IEP fit together to demonstrate internal consistency allows IEP teams to address both the procedural and substantive requirements of providing students with disabilities a free, appropriate public education. Well-designed IEPs are also easier to implement and more likely to lead to improved academic and functional outcomes. The PLAAFP statement is the foundation of the IEP that documents the student's needs and baseline for measurable annual goals that are necessary to support the student in accessing and progressing in the general curriculum. A well-designed PLAAFP statement also justifies the proposed services and aids, including specially designed instruction and classroom accommodations and supports that are reasonably calculated to help the student progress on annual IEP goals and on state and district-wide assessments. Although bikes have similar components, not all bicycles are the same. Some are designed for the Tour de France, while others for going on a picnic or to the beach. There is no wrong bicycle, assuming the parts work together to meet the unique needs of that user. IEPs are very similar. They all have the same required components, but are designed to meet the unique needs of the student. How do we know if the IEP meets the student's needs? For each annual goal, the IEP team develops a description of how the student's progress towards the goal will be measured, which is shared with parents and families. When implemented with fidelity, the monitoring plan provides data that the IEP team can use to determine whether the IEP is reasonably calculated to promote appropriate progress for the student. In some cases, the student's circumstances and needs change, and the IEP team, which includes the family and student, when appropriate, may need to make changes to the proposed aids and services. Remember, the IEP is not the outcome. It is the vehicle through which we can support students with disabilities in achieving school and post-school goals. Just like a well-maintained bicycle helps us navigate various terrains, an IEP that is implemented with fidelity and uses ongoing data to monitor its impact can help a student overcome obstacles and make meaningful progress. A well-developed and implemented IEP can ensure students with disabilities are able to access and benefit from school and post-school opportunities alongside their peers.